Alright, right before this video starts, I'm just going to apologize in advance right now. We have a buddy that has a really crappy headset, and that's why you'll hear like booming or staticky sound effects in the background as we're talking. It's because his headset's really crappy, and but besides that, enjoy the video.
He would like take a bullet for her, and he would do anything for her, and basically like that. And then he's like, the moment I seen our first kid, like the moment it came out of her, I knew in that moment that I would use her as a human shield to protect that child.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it's just, yeah, that's crazy.
It's like, fuck your partner. Use them as a human shield to protect your child.
Yeah, dude, it's so crazy how some people, like, I can see it from both points, because you love that woman or man or whatever the hell. But, like, your kids, like, that is, God. Like you said, Austin, freaking, those are your kids. You decided to have them, but I like the way your parents.
Yeah, you're gonna bring a life into this world and say fuck it, like have good luck. Like
Yeah,
you know how hard it is,
right? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because that guy was saying like, yeah, your partner should come first and shit. Like the kids do matter, but your partner's more important, and then your relationship go to shit if you don't take care of it over your kids and shit. But it's like you brought those.
Well, I
kids
mean, your
into the world.
relationship is gonna go to shit if you don't, take care of it at all, and you just fucking let it die.
Pretty much.
Just because you're married doesn't mean you don't go on dates and stop doing those kind of things.
Right. No, you don't stop doing that. That's a shitty relationship.
You just never stop pursuing the person you're with.
Yep. You always fucking pursue it, and that's what people don't. Jesus Christ, get your headset in order, bro.
I just moved my controller like 2 fucking inches so that I could move my leg. All right.
That's like the other day when we were talking about like relationships and hookup culture. Oh my god, I'm buying you a new headset. I swear to God, I'm gonna get you a new fucking headset.
That's not even me.
Whose headset is it?
I don't know. It sounded like Austin was doing something.
You motherfucker. What the fuck? No, it's like the other day with hookup culture and shit. Like you're saying, the instant gratification and shit. Like no one wants to fucking like have an actual relationship where they pursue someone. It's just like,
Because that's too much work. They just want it now. They want the instant gratification.
I know, and it's fucking sad. And goddamn, you look at your grandparents and shit. Well, like most people's grandparents, like back in the day when the internet wasn't a thing and social media and hookup apps and all that bullshit, like they fucking made that.
That's
shit.
why I laugh at people that call me sad and lonely.
It's not
But
even
you're
your
sad and
grandparents,
lonely.
It's your parents, bro. Your parents were around before the internet.
I know.
They have to want
Parents.
to go see somebody. They hop on a fucking bus, travel across the town to go see someone.
Yeah, and fucking pretty much everything before like when did the internet really become big and all that shit? Like 2000. Because it really came in like 2008, 2009. That's when I noticed like it really started, like everyone started using the internet a lot. Like for a lot of shit. But like pretty much everything pre-2000, like you're saying, you have to go on a bus, you fucking meet that person, like, oh shit, I'm gonna make this work with this person.
See, I'm looking for that 80s kind of love.
That's what I fucking want, dude. Like, but you can't, like you say, it's so goddamn hard to find that shit. Because those people are done. Those people are done like us.
Exactly. They're out there. They're done.
Right? And yeah, that's just the shitty part. Like you gotta freaking find that person, like explore for so long. And like, and I don't know if you both had told me, it's like pretty much when you're done looking is when that person just pops in out of nowhere, you know?
The thing you have to understand is that love hurts. It does. You're gonna have people who are gonna fuck you over time and time again. But you have to be willing to take that risk to find someone who is worth it.
Shitty taste women.
The problem with the internet now is that those are the only kind of people that we see.
Mm-hmm.
And so all women are just generalized under those few that we see everywhere.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's just like those few women out there that are actually good. Just they don't show themselves at all.
The women that are decent aren't, showing them all over
Do we
the
show
internet.
ourselves?
Wait, what?
Do we post
Do we show
ourselves all over
ourselves?
social media?
Yeah, not only freaking ones I see are the ones that are like hoeing around and shit.
You don't see me out
Exactly,
there
because they're
fishing.
hoes and they belong to the streets.
I know, that's all. The ones that are good, they don't post anything. Holy shit, dude. And it's true. Like, God, like, there are shitty men, all the hoeing men fucking post everything about themselves and all the stupid shit they do, and they have, like, daddy's money with their freaking Supra or, like, their freaking McLaren and shit. You know, and they don't do anything for themselves, and they all complain about, oh, blah, blah, this, you know, I can't do anything in life, blah, blah, blah. You know, shit like that.
Yeah, poor me, poor me.
Yeah, and they don't do anything. Reminds me of someone. Me. Goddamn. Sorry. I'll hear that about my love life, though. I mean, what? Talking to women ain't bad. You right. I just overthought literally everything. Literally fucking everything, dude. Especially after almost getting a date with that girl. Fuck, that was today, bro. That's fucking today.
Should have asked her sooner.
I should have. Yeah, I need to just listen to you guys. I need like an earpiece in my ear, but like, all right, you need to do this.
I'm telling you, I'm almost never wrong when it comes to these things.
I know. Frick, you're right about my
Tell me when I've been wrong.
Dude, when it comes to women, you're pretty much spot fucking on. Yeah, like,
I know.
My exes, like, spot on. Jesus Christ, dude. Damn it, Adam, you need a new fucking headset. Like, good lord. But no, seriously, you've been spot on, like, 9.9 times out of 10, and then, like, that 0.1 is, like, minor shit. Like, honestly. And I don't understand people like my ex that do that kind of shit to people. Like, I don't understand how they can go and do that. I don't understand.
No, like, honestly, like,
Like,
you have to be a different kind of piece of shit to be willing to do stuff like that.
I know, like, the shit she pulled, especially when I was breaking up, that night I broke up with her, like, oh, you were just an experiment, that's all you were. I'm like, bro, like, what? Like, you
Or like
know,
I was like watching TikTok the other night, some chick, she's like, oh, I like to date guys just to break their heart.
dude,
Gotta
I think-
humble them.
Dude, literally,
And it's just like, bitch, what the fuck?
dude, I think I literally saw the exact
And
same
it's like,
video
you're
the
literally
other
a
night.
fucking stripper. Shut your fucking mouth. You need some fucking humbling.
Yeah, dude, for real, some people in this world need extreme humbling, because literally I sit there and see some of these TikToks, men and women, I'm like, dude, you need to be humbled. These people are getting out of hand and hurting people that are genuine and good, that want something real. Honestly, we should make like, oh my god, there should be like communities, like, split in one half, like, all the people that want real shit, go over here. People that don't want shit, they just want to fuck around, go over there. Like, good freaking hell.
Fuck,
Yeah,
There
but
was a
the issue
chick
is
who posted
everybody's going to go
something.
to the side where they think they know what they want, but they
I
really
know,
fucking
and
don't know what they want.
I know, that's the problem. Like, you look at my ex, freaking, oh, I love
It's like,
you.
all I want is a good man. Have a good man, and then they fucking
you're-
dump his ass
you're
because
boring,
he's
you're-
not a man enough, or what the fuck ever they say.
You're too nice, you're boring, you're not shiny, you're just an experiment. I actually like this guy who has these freaking 6'5" and has massive fucking muscles, and it has a 6-foot freaking schlong, even though it is gonna hurt like a motherfucker. The same goes for men. I need a freaking woman who needs the biggest, fattest ass on this earth, redonkulous freaking watermelons, and it just gonna. Dude, I don't understand people. I really don't.
See, it's like this chick posted, if we
Bruh.
date, you can have my location and my passwords. I'll reply quickly and reassure you. We can do long phone calls anytime. We can stay in or go out with friends whenever someone hits on me. You'll get sent screenshots and be the first person to know. If it's in person, I'm calling you. And I'll be here forever to remind you how much I love you every single day, because I'm dating to marry, to start a family, to find peace and a home. This generation is full of hookup culture, and I'm not looking for that. You'll have loyalty and trust. My heart is in your hands. If you throw me away or cheat, it's truly your loss, because I'm going to make someone a damn good wife and a best friend all in one. Just you wait and see.
That's the kind of woman I want. That's not a girl.
And I
that's
commented, and we hope you find what you're searching for. It's fucking hard out here.
Honestly, no, good. That's a real woman. Now, that's what people, all those people that are insecure, that are hoeing around. Oh, you're just insecure. This and that. Blah blah blah. I'm like, if I'm dating someone, first off, I'm gonna go to my partner first if something goes wrong. Like, like, let's say, she goes out. I think that's
Bruh.
just respect, letting you know where they are, just in case something goes wrong and something happens, just so I am aware, and I'll do the same. Like, that's not insecure. It's just being respectful, in my opinion.
Exactly.
That's just being respectful. But like, okay, I'll let them know where I'm going, or I'll let her know where I'm going. But no, these people want to twist it around, like, oh, you're insecure. You have all these insecurities, and you're just controlling, blah blah blah. I'm like, honestly, that says a lot more about you than it does me. If you have to make up a bunch of bullshit because you're insecure for saying, oh, you're controlling her, blah blah this. Honestly, people are just disgusting, and it's just ruining the good people in this world that like actually want something real. It's just a joke. It's honestly just ridiculous. I mean, God, your exes were terrible to you. My exes were bad. I mean, one of them wasn't bad, but they were just stupid as hell. And then Adam, your ex was bad too. I mean, that was fucked up all the way around. Like,
Yeah.
our luck has been just shit. Honestly, just genuine shit. Like, it's just a fucking joke. And then all the people that get hurt, like you said a few times, Austin, all the people that are good, that were good and genuine, they get fucking hurt, and they're like, oh, well, this is it. This is all people are gonna do, so I might as well do it too.
Exactly. Nobody wants to be part of this hookup culture, so they're just like, all right, fuck you. I'll just do my own thing, be the better me.
Yep. Or, you get
And
those
the right person will come around. But, you can't hope someone comes around and never do anything. You have to put yourself out there to find that.
pretty fucking much. It's, oh, God. Or you get
Opportunities come to who let them.
or you
If you're
have
not allowing yourself to be available, then it'll never happen.
right? Or you have the total polar opposite effect. They'll just join the fucking crowd and just do the hookup culture. Or whatever the hell.
No, a decent person who respects themselves will not.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, I know. But people that just are just desperate. I don't know the correct way without offending people to put it. Like, that are desperate,
Well,
I guess.
obviously you have those people who sleep with other people, but, some people need that physical touch, whether it's, relationships or, just a one-night thing.
Right? I'm a very physical person, but I need, like, I don't want it just from anyone, like, honestly, but, like, my love language is physical touch. I fucking crave it. I don't know. But I don't just want anyone to, like, hug me or anything.
Once you have the physical touch once, you always crave it. I don't give a fuck who you
Exactly.
are.
Dude, yeah.
And that's why we have so many people who have high body counts. Obviously, you have the hoes that are just hoes, right?
Yep.
But then you have those people who have high body counts because that level of affection is just something that they need.
Yep.
And they will give their body before they give them their heart.
Exactly, yeah. It's sad, and it's sad.
Bro, I cuddled with Sarah once, and ever since then,
Dude.
I have to, like, cuddle fucking pillows to sleep. Like,
Dude, I have to do the same thing, like, freaking hell.
it's just one fucking time is all it
That's
fucking
all.
took.
It's all it takes.
Once.
Once you get that physical affection, like, good luck getting rid of it, because you're gonna want it, you're gonna crave it. Hell, like, when I first legit slept with my ex, like, sleeping together in a bed, like, holy shit, I woke up so, like, the most well slept I've ever slept in a long time. Like, I crave it. Like you said, I have to hug my goddamn pillow to sleep. Good hell.
Like Jasmine was straight up about everything with me. How many people she slept with, why she slept with them, and I'm like, I understand that, once you have that, that's just something that you crave. You need that physical touch, especially when you were in a relationship and you were not receiving any of that. He wouldn't even look at you and he wouldn't even touch you for like a year and a half. I can understand that. Just because they have high bodies does not mean that they're a hoe.
Yeah, there's
Some people just need a higher level of affection and
physically.
touch,
Yeah, like, there are people that literally just hoe around and are just shitty people. But there are those people, like you said, that have a high body count, but they're genuinely a good person, and they just need that physical affection. Like, they need it, because that's what they associate with the most in a relationship, or
Yeah,
the
that's one thing I don't
languages.
understand is the people that need it. Maybe they've had it to a different extent than I have, but
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't need it, but
I crave
that's,
it, but it's not something I need.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, that like I crave it. I don't need it, but those people that need it, it's like I don't understand.
The people who need it are people who didn't receive it when they needed it, and
Mm,
so they feel worthless, and so they go and they find anyone that will give it to them so that they can, feel something, but they'll
right,
give
right.
their body before they give their heart again.
No, that makes sense. No, it really does. Yeah, it's just fucking hell. And it's just always sad when those people that don't get that love or attention or affection that they need just feel fulfilled. Excuse me, sorry. Feel
Exactly.
fulfilled or loved and not worthless and are just a pile of shit. It genuinely sucks to see people go down that path. Because we're all emotional creatures. We need some sort of love and affection from something or someone. Like just something. Even a goddamn dog.
Exactly, and that's why I say that we all say that we could live the rest of our lives alone, but we really
Nope.
couldn't.
We can't.
We
No.
genuinely need someone
Something,
there.
something, or just yeah, at least someone, at least someone. Yeah, because dying alone, that sounds just god awfully terrible. That sounds terrible. Like
We literally couldn't do it.
no, no, we couldn't. And then those people, oh, I could. Like no, you couldn't. No way, no way. We are so emotional. We have such strong feelings, whether we like to admit it or not. Literally,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's some people out there that are so disassociated because they've
that's
been fucked over so many times. They
true.
would literally rather die alone and put themselves through that loneliness than go through that shit again.
True. But like deep down they would like something there, but
Exactly. But deep down, we all need
we all need
someone.
it. But yeah, you're just on the surface like I don't care if I die alone, but like really like deep down even like unaware of it, like we want it. We really do.
Subconsciously, we all want someone there.
Hmm. Yeah, honestly. It's just you look at people that have true genuine loneliness, it's just sad to see them where they are. Like there's most men in this world are lonely. They don't have any women or they're just the average Joe like fuck. It just those men are just they don't have anyone, and it's just sad to see that because they've been taught being raised from a child like you're not allowed to show your emotion or this and that, basic men shit.
Oh yeah, I remember growing up that, if you wanted to cry, we'll give you a reason to cry and they'll beat the
Hmm.
shit out of you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no shit. It's shitty. It's just really shitty how the society has come and is what it's becoming too. It's sad to see that. It's just ridiculous. Especially with the whole dating life and culture hookups and treating people like shit because that's the normal and cheating's normal. Loyalty is something to gloat about. Like what the hell? Excuse me?
Yeah. Dude,
Like
this generation really took love out of sex.
yeah. Mm-hmm. It's really shitty to see what love's become, and I don't want that fucking shitty love that society's made it today, especially our generation. Like I don't want it. Like you said, I want that 80s type of love. Holy shit. No kidding. Like you work with that person like at some point like yeah, you have your honeymoon phase blah 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 and like that love just feels natural, but at some point it does get a little boring and love
Hmm.
seems more of like a commitment, which it does turn into.
Which it is.
Mhm. It it's really fucking shitty to see people just fucking shit on it now. Like
You should not get into a relationship, which I need to take this own advice is not get into a relationship unless you are willing to commit the time, the energy, and the effort
mhm.
into that other person.
Yep. No one wants to commit anymore. No one wants to put in that effort. It's too hard. Blah blah blah. This, but that's the fucking beauty of it. It's overcoming all that shit and getting to the end. Like holy fucking shit, we went through that, and you fucking laugh about it and just reminisce on that shit. Like we really
They would
fucking.
rather once the tough gets going, they get going too.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Hooking up with other people. Like oh, My ex, and that's
That's
what
like you ask like an old couple that's been married for like 60 plus fucking years and like 80, 90 years old, still happily fucking married.
dude.
Like, how are you guys been married your whole lives and stayed together your whole lives, and how are you still happy? And they're like,
Right.
because any issue, like any problem that arises, we solve together. It's
Right.
it's a
That
team effort.
realistically,
Like,
the woman couldn't leave, but
Well, okay.
they didn't even finish high school. You know, if a man wanted to marry her, she dropped out of school,
Yeah, that's
married
true.
him, and they
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
she
there's a
didn't leave.
lot of pedophilia going back.
But
Yeah.
you know, like back in the like fucking, you know, what is it? 70s, 80s, and 90s when there wasn't as much as that shit, you know, people have been married for, you know, 20, 30 years. You know, I guarantee you, like my parents, bro, they've been married fucking 10 years. Like every once in a while they hit a really, really rough spot and then they just I'm not playing that game anymore.
Right. Yeah, it's like, God, look at my parents. What they've been married for.
Nope, fine, I'll play with you.
What, 8 or
It's like
9 years?
they
now?
always talk about getting divorced, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then
I
it gets to the
remember
point where the fucking divorce papers come out and they never do that and they're like, "All right, we need to figure this shit out. We
that.
got married for a reason."
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I look at my parents right now. What, 8, 9 years they've been married? Like fucking hit some really hard spots. Really, really hard spots in their relationship, but they fucking made it work. They made it fucking work, dude. And they weren't even married yet because they got married not that long ago. I think it was last year. But dude, even just being in a relationship, they fucking made that shit work. Like, all right, what's wrong? Like, what do we need to do? Like, that's the kind of shit I want. Like, be willing to fucking work on it. Instead of like, take my ex for example, freaking shit got rough, and I'm like, hey, you know, I don't have as much money, blah blah this, you know, it's gonna be a little rough, you know, not seeing you, and the circumstances and such, and she's like, okay, you know, and then come to find out she's cheating on me and all this shit, and just gave up, and then what she said when we broke up, I'm like, dude, really, this is a joke, like, come on, it's freaking ridiculous as shit, and those people are just shitty. A lot of people are shitty, and they're still. But I guess you could take it into account with how young we are as of right now too. We're just kids and young people just trying to grow and learn how to love someone that's also young. You know,
Yeah,
trying to
the
learn
problem
what
is
love is.
that this generation is trying to find love that we didn't get growing up.
Mhm.
We don't know how because half of these motherfuckers grew up where, you know, there's no emotion unless you're a girl, you know.
Mhm.
Or like your family can barely fucking take care of you and your
Yep.
parents are fighting all the fucking time. Unless your family had money, you had a fuck ton of family problems.
Yep. Pretty much.
I mean, even if you have money, you still have family problems,
Oh, yeah,
but they
there's
don't
always.
show as much as a family who is genuinely struggling all the time.
Mhm. I've seen families that struggle. Like, I know your family struggle a little bit, and I've known a few other friends that have struggled.
Oh, we
with their
struggled a lot. We
Oh, I
struggled
know.
my entire fucking life.
Oh, I
We
know.
are classy ghetto people. We will never be more than that. We'll never have money. We'll always sit right in the middle of having enough money to live and do things every once in a blue moon and being poor.
Yeah, that's yeah. You see all these problems, and a lot of it's because of money, and it gets really fucking hard too. Or there's just so many factors when it comes into family too, and we're just all so broken because of different things that happen in people's lives and our lives. Like,
And
you
we all
know,
have different beliefs. Like my mom thinks that, you know, you take medication, you go to therapy, you'll be fine. You know, my dad believes that fuck that shit. You don't need medication. You don't need any of that. You should figure your shit out. And I'm like, yo, if you give anything enough time, it heals. It doesn't fully go away. Your depression is just a point in your life. And I think that it is a natural part of growing up.
yeah, I can agree with that. I can see both sides.
And
Like,
I think that depression speeds up the aging process, and that's why you're so mature, or people are like, you're so mature for your age. And I think that that's because your depression is speeding up your maturity. You know, you're seeing the world at a different angle because, you know, you're depressed, you know, you're not fucking happy, jolly, seeing life fucking at a good point, you're seeing it at the bad point, so you get a different view on how life is.
Hmm. No, that's a really good point. I like that. That's true though. Yeah. Honestly, like you said, over time everything heals, but it doesn't truly go away. But you manage it and you deal with it.
Oh yeah,
And then
like I've tried to kill myself more times than I can count on fingers and toes and everyone in this house.
oh my god.
But like you get through it.
Hmm.
I
Yes.
will always, in the back of my mind, want to kill myself and wish I was dead, but I know that if I just keep fucking living, shit gets better, and there's a reason every day.
Hmm. Exactly.
Fucking dude,
Yeah.
I'm so glad to wake up every morning and fucking eat some dinner, dude. That's good enough for me. Some kind of food throughout the day, that's good enough for me to keep going.
Bro, food is just good for the soul and good for the heart. It's honestly,
Everybody's different. You just gotta find something that's good for you.
yeah. I think it's become a big problem, especially with our generation, slapping labels on literally just about everything that happens in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a big problem. Like people say, "Oh, I'm depressed," but they're not really depressed, or like, "Oh, I have this mental
But
illness," but they're not really ill
De-
in the head.
yes, I think that it was a huge trend, but I also think that depression and all of that shit comes in different forms through
Mm,
different people because we all
yeah,
have different experiences, we all feel things differently,
yeah.
and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I think that if we all just let ourselves be depressed and motherfuckers stop saying, "Why are you so fucking depressed? Laying in bed all day." Like, just let that happen. You can't just lay in bed forever, but like,
Mm-hmm.
if you just allow yourself to be depressed and get through it
Mm-hmm.
and stop trying to force yourself out of it and just accept that you are depressed and eventually do something about it, even if it's little bit by little bit,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get better and
Right.
you'll know how to handle it
Mm-hmm.
instead of
I
your
don't know.
fucking
I cured
parents
my
are yelling
depression
at
in
you.
6 hours.
See,
Yeah.
fucking drugs can cure your depression.
No, honestly, yeah, that shit's wild. Yeah, it'll do a number on you. It'll get you going. Like,
But yeah, that's like
Honestly,
one of the things is like I had to sit with that feeling for like 4 to 6 hours and actually process my depression and shit in that mindset. It was
yeah.
not the best time of my fucking life, but I did it, and afterwards I haven't felt depressed since.
You just have to allow yourself to feel, and you'll be fine.
hmm.
Honestly, those mushrooms were probably the best fucking choice of my goddamn life. I cried out for like, I so kid you not, probably like 8 to 12 hours, just
Dude, I
straight
have
fucking
no
crying.
idea how long I have cried like on mushrooms. I don't cry so much anymore, but like when I was first doing it, that shit's so intense. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just have tears rolling down your fucking face the entire trip, and it's just
Oh yeah.
uncontrollable.
The first time I ever did shrooms, just every emotion that I had locked down, it just fucking came out all at once, and I'm like processing all of these different emotions and things that I've been feeling for so fucking long all at once. And then when it was all done, that trip was over. I'm like, I feel so fucking good right now. Like
Hmm.
all of that weight is just gone.
Right. It's just
And I have felt so good since.
right. Just everything's just gone, and you just feel great after, dude. Like no.
Shrooms can alter your
They truly are
neural
magical.
pathways and change your thinking if you microdose on them or you take them enough.
Mm, right. Right. Yeah. Those are no joke. Like honestly.
There's lots of studies on mushrooms,
Oh, I
and
know.
I think the only reason that drugs are illegal is because they can do that to you. Obviously, there's some drugs that are highly addictive and can kill you, but then there are drugs that are actually beneficial for you, and I think that the reason that they are beneficial for you is why they're illegal because the government doesn't want people thinking for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Pretty
so they're
much.
going to take away anything they can from us to keep us in our little herd
Hmm.
so they can be the shepherd and we can follow along everything they say.
No, I agree. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
We all don't. Okay, majority of us don't like the government. We're like, hey, fuck you. We're gonna do what I want. But deep down, what it really comes down to is we say fuck you, but we still follow everything they want us to do.
Yep, pretty much. Yep,
Basically.
yep, exactly.
It's like your parents. When you're growing up, you're like, hey, fuck you. I'm not gonna listen to you. We do the same thing to government.
Yep.
You know, we still listen to them, but when it comes to certain things, we're not going to.
Yeah.
And it will always be like that because we can't challenge the government because the government, unlike your parents, they'll punish you, right? But the government will just fucking take you out. They don't give a shit. They have plenty of fucking people in this world to make them money.
Yep.
One loss is that's not bad for them.
Nope.
Enough people are having kids that there's enough working people in the world to replace you. They don't care.
Yep.
You challenge them, they'll take you out.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
You
yeah,
challenge your parents, they'll knock you out.
they'll knock you out. Yeah, no shit.
You know, they give you a chance to learn from your lessons, and you know, they obviously, you know, they don't. It's not as cruel. Your parents are not gonna kill you for
What? No.
challenging their system, but you know, you can't do that with the government.
No, you can't. No, they'll put you out.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't think we'll ever have a civil war because the government don't fucking care. As long as there's a government to rule the new world of people, they will slaughter every single goddamn one of us that they can.
Yep.
Until there are enough people, they're like, hey, we've seen enough people get slaughtered. We will submit to you. That I think that's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Shit's freaking whack, dude. This society is freaking trash.
That would divide everybody. You'd have the people who would listen and follow inside of the government,
Yep.
and then you have people inside of the government that are, hey, we can't slaughter all these people.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have the people who are like, hey, we don't want to die. We'll follow them. And you have the people out there, no, fuck you. We followed under this bullshit for too long.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh yeah, no, I get where you're coming from exactly. No, the government will do what they can to keep in power and just control everyone. And we can't really do a whole lot unless some miraculous entire revolution happened.
But even if a revolution happened, it would still be the same thing unless we wiped the entire government out and
Yep.
were willing to sacrifice every single person for that cause.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing would ever change.
Exactly, and there's no way you're gonna unite all the people to do it. There's just no way.
You can never go against higher power without great loss.
Yeah, you can.
There is great reward sitting there, and there is a great freedom that you could get, but you have to be willing to take a great fucking loss
Yeah, you do.
to change that.
Yeah, and that's not gonna be easy because a lot of lives are gonna be lost. A lot of things are gonna be lost. There's a lot.
That's also, I mean, it's kind of related but not related, but that's also why I really have no problem with the LGBTQ, right? They always said that this generation would change the world, and we're fucking doing it just because we're not doing it the way that they wanted us or said we were going to.
Yep.
We're doing it. We're fucking going out with motherfuckers are being their own goddamn people under their own rule, you know. If I want to be a woman, I'm gonna fucking be a woman, and there's nothing you can fucking say about it. People are starting to be their own people and stop being sheep. It's just, you know, that's not normal for us, and so we're like, hey, yo, fuck that, that's stupid. Obviously, some things are fucking ridiculous and make absolutely no goddamn sense, but I just like to see that people are going out and being their own fucking people and not being sheeps and standard and being, you know, under society's labels like, hey, you're a man, you have to be a man, you have to do these things. You're a woman, you do these things, women do these things, men do these things. That's it. I don't agree with them shoving it down everybody's goddamn throat. I think that's the wrong way to go about it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know, we all want to be our own people, but I don't think that me shoving my beliefs down your throat is very fair. I don't think them shoving their beliefs down my throat is very fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. No,
That's what I tell to like all the Christians. It's like, stop telling everyone that your word is true and everything, because you're saying that they're misleading people with their beliefs, but you just as easily could be misleading everybody with your beliefs. So stop saying it's true and it's
Exactly.
the one and only true God and stuff like that, and just say these are my beliefs.
There are hundreds of
Because
truths
that's what I
and there
say
are
to everyone.
hundreds
These
of
are
lies.
my beliefs. These are I don't tell them these are true. These are facts. These are true. This is no. These are my beliefs. This is what I believe. If you don't believe it, I respect that.
Hmm.
That's why there's your beliefs and there's or your truths and my lies and your lies.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, freaking everyone shoving shit down my throat or our throats. It's just freaking ridiculous shit. It's like, dude, like, not everyone's gonna believe the same thing. It's fucked up you try to do that, especially with a lot of the religions. I'm not saying all of them, not all the religious people do it, but a lot of them do.
I think it's more of, them trying to get you to go out and be your own person, but they're doing it the completely wrong fucking way.
Yeah, exactly. That's a.
You're not going to be your own person with someone shoving their beliefs down your throat. That's why I think it's fucked up that you put that on children. Obviously, children are going to learn their beliefs and all that shit from their parents because that's just what kids do.
Yep.
They learn everything from the people around them, the people who are above them.
Yep. Exactly.
And then they get older and they start to learn their own beliefs and live their own lives and do their own things. And, it's just passing down generation. Like when we're growing up, you want to be this and this person wants to be this. And then you grow up and you do this. Like if I want to go work on cars, right? This person wants to be a doctor. That's great. You can take that knowledge from that specific skill and you pass it on to the younger generation. Then they have knowledge in that and they go do something else and take that knowledge and pass it down to the next generation. The next generation has knowledge in all of those things.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. This. I just lost my train of thought. That's what I was gonna say, but bringing up the
Headset, goddamn.
yeah, your headset is woo God. I swear I'm gonna buy you a new one. But like bringing up the kids and the parents learning from their parents. I think there's an extent to what the parents do. Like you look at the whole. How do I say this without being offensive?
It don't matter if you're offensive, Like people are gonna get offended. That's part of life.
Yeah.
You can't be scared to say something because somebody might get upset.
Okay, I'm just gonna say alphabet community because fuck, they're adding everything at this point. Alphabet community, whatever. You look at those people like I was telling you the other day about the whole should kids have access to gender reaffirming surgery and blah 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 that. Like no kid is just gonna wake up one day and decide they're like the opposite gender, and then if I had my kid, oh, I want to be a boy or a girl, what, vice versa, opposite sex, whatever. I'm like, if you, oh my god, I just lost my thought again.
Like, I'm gonna throw my piece in there real quick. Don't get me wrong. I totally believe that no kid should be able to have that. But I understand that kids are gonna get curious. Boys
Yeah,
are gonna
of course.
wonder what it's like to be a girl. Girls are gonna wonder like what it's to be a boy. That's human fucking nature.
I mean, we've all done
People
it.
are like wondering what it's like to be a dog, dude.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, but I don't think that they should have the ability to change their gender because once you do that, you cannot go back.
There's no going back, and especially being like you're still developing, whether it's mentally or physically, it's gonna have repercussions. It's gonna damage you, especially if you do it
It's
physically.
like you're not even changing your gender either. Like, oh, I want to be a girl. Okay, I go get a sexual treatment, like a sexual transition.
Sex change.
Yeah, and then, oh, I want to have a baby. Okay, well, I still don't have a uterus or anything like that. So, am I a female? No.
You can't change your biology. You can't change the cells. That's the
The-
problem too.
Only difference between a man and a woman is the level of hormones.
Yep.
You change
Well, yeah,
that
but then-
level of hormones, you change that gender. If you give a woman more testosterone, they're going to grow more muscle. Obviously, if you do when they're baby, they're going to grow a penis. They're not going to grow tits. They're not going to have a vagina, right? But if you give a boy more estrogen, then he will grow boobs and,
Yeah.
be more feminine.
Yeah, but that's a foreign thing that you're forcing into your body. Your body's not
Yeah.
naturally producing that.
It's
Yeah,
and it's just
but
like
that's the only difference. I don't think that children should have that option. I think that curiosity is great, and that they should explore themselves and their sexuality before they decide on something like that. I
Yeah.
think that if they want to do that when they're an adult and they have decided on who they are, their sexuality, their orientation, whatever the fuck, what preference they have, great, go for it. But as a child, I do not think that they should have that option.
no, never.
Obviously, kids are way smarter now than they have been,
Easily.
when we were growing up. Obviously, because not genders, the world is changing, and more information on different things, and people are more knowledgeable about certain things. But I still don't think that should be an option.
Well, it's like, and
For
then they
children.
need, like, they don't do all the research for it, and it's like,
Exactly.
do you realize what mutilating your genitals would entail? Because 90% of the people that come out on the other side of that surgery, even years after recovering, still cannot use the bathroom like they did before. They can't use the toilet. They have to have like a fucking bag hooked up to their urethra that's extracting the piss from their bladder and putting it into a bag separate from their body, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have they mutilated their genitals and like all the fucking nerve damage and shit, so they can no longer orgasm, let alone feel any sexual pleasure.
Pretty much.
See, I think that people who want a gender change need to talk to people who were born without genitalia. Because it's basically the same thing. You fuck up your genitalia and it doesn't
It's
work
done.
anymore. It's the
It's
same
done.
with people who are born without that genitalia and have to go through all of these procedures to be able to do bodily needs.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
And it's not fun. It affects your daily life.
what
Well,
the
it's like years after they're still recovering with massive amounts of pain. 'Cause your genitals have way more nerves than just about anywhere else in your whole entire body, especially the females. Like their clit has like thousands
it's
more
like
fucking
7
nerve ending and
times more
to-
sensitive.
let's
But yeah,
let's-
like it's literally like hundreds of thousands of more nerve endings are in the clit than the tip of the penis or some shit like that.
That's why they have a hood over their clit.
Yeah, there's
That's
more
why
than-
men have a foreskin over the head of their penis, but that is removed at birth. That is for protection, because
And
that
that's
area
another
is so
thing.
sensitive.
When they're cutting off that foreskin, they're cutting off so fucking many nerve endings and shit like that. Like
Yeah, there's
Mhm.
more than
that to me,
10,000
that
nerves.
is a form of like genital mutilation. Like if you really want that as an adult to be clean or whatever, sure, put yourself through that pain, but don't force that upon a fucking infant that
Right.
just barely popped into this fucking world.
Right. Yeah.
I would
there's-
much rather have my foreskin, to be honest. Like
my cousin, he was born uncircumcised, and he's like 15 now, and he wants to have it removed. I think that that's totally acceptable. When you get older and you decide that you don't want that anymore, then you could have it removed. But
yeah,
like,
same thing.
as a
Same thing like getting your
baby-
balls snipped. Like
yeah.
get
when
it.
you're an adult, you can make that choice to not have kids anymore.
Yep.
But
But you also can't make that choice unless you're above 18 and already have kids.
I was
They
gonna say,
will
but
not do
even
anything.
that
Yeah.
choice, they don't even allow you to make that choice until you've either had kids or are old enough to, in their eyes, to make that choice. So
See, in the state of Utah, they won't even do it unless you already have kids, or you're not able to have children.
Yeah.
Then you can have a hysterectomy, and they will remove your uterus, or you can have a vasectomy, and they will cut your balls.
Yeah, and by the way, there's more than 10,000 nerves in the clitoris, which is a fuck ton. It's a lot.
Yeah,
of
that's
fucking
why there's a
nerves.
little hood on it.
Yep.
That
yeah,
little
no,
ball.
it's like ridiculous, and it's like in such a fucking focused area that I couldn't even imagine, like, honestly, like a good fucking like flick to the clit or something is probably like a punch in the balls to them.
Probably. There's so many nerves there. It's not even funny. Like,
You even
Good.
touch it, they start freaking out.
right? Ah!
Literally.
Yeah, no shit, dude. It's just, oh, dude, that's just crazy. It's fucking nerves. Just on something that tiny, like, holy shit. Like, how the fuck can so many nerves be in such a tiny little spot? Holy fuck, dude. Ugh. Yeah, there's a lot of things that don't
It's
make
honest,
sense.
yeah, it's honestly crazy to think about.
See, I feel like it should be the same option. If you can't have a hysterectomy or a vasectomy until you have kids, then it should be the same thing about your gender change. You should
Yeah,
not
because
be able
once
to
you
have
have that gender change, the chances of you having a kid are almost dropped to like 0, especially if you're
Exactly.
female.
Right.
Because yeah, you still have your uterus and shit. Yeah, you can have a kid in there. You're not gonna be pushing that shit out your vagina no more, though. They're gonna have to
Hell
do
no.
a C-section in order to get that thing out of you.
Right?
No, I'm
Oh,
pretty sure they take the uterus away.
Do they
Really?
take the uterus out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they take the uterus out, and they,
Well, for a
you know,
C-section?
basically, no, not
No,
a C-section.
for
Okay, I
sexual
got
change.
lost. For
Sex change, yeah.
oh,
For a dude, they literally cut your penis open, cut out
Oh,
everything
yeah.
inside of it,
I know.
sew it to the seam, like basically what I would call the seam line, right where your balls and your ass
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
Right
dude.
there, they cut that open, take the skin of your penis, shove it in there,
Inside, to fucking
inside,
invert that
sew
shit
it
into
up
you.
Oh god, dude, that
to
sounds
give
so...
you like a hole.
Oh, dude, that sounds terrible. God damn, that made me cringe so hard.
And then they take your urethra
Oh god,
and have to push it back through so that it comes out of that hole.
dude, fuck. Oh, oh, dude, those surgeries are. Those
Yeah,
surgeries are
you're
crazy.
literally just
Oh,
mutilating your fucking
You
genitals.
are.
That's all
Dude,
you are
oh,
doing.
God, that
like,
hurts to think of. God, that hurts. Oh my god. God, that hurts.
Grabbing me.
That hurts so goddamn bad to think about. Holy shit, dude. God.
Yeah, they basically cut your dick off
I know. Yeah, they just.
and then turn around and shove it up inside you.
I think they tried to keep as many nerves on there as possible,
that's
and
gonna
then
be
put the
really-
nerves back inside.
Yeah, it's
But yeah,
really
like I
hard to
said,
do
most people that come out of that, they're years into recovery, and they still have so much pain that they can't even do
right?
anything
Or
with
the
it.
nerves
Like,
or the nerves are just gone.
yeah, well, that's what they destroyed the fucking nerves, and they're cutting the nerves in half and shit like that.
Exactly.
And it's
That's something that can't be
Yeah.
fixed. You can't really. Once it's done, it's done. And if you try to go back, it's gonna be even worse. Like, there's just no truly recovering from that. Your nerves are gone. You're mutilated. You know, it's gone. Bye bye.
Yeah, the testicles are removed, and a procedure called orchiectomy, the skin from the scrotum is used to make a labia. The erectile tissue of the penis is used to make neoclitoris. The urethra is preserved and functional. And for female to male, it includes the creation of a necrophilius, a vascular-sized free flap of penile flap, basically doesn't do anything, can at the center or above the most of, you know, where your genitals were.
Mhm.
So basically, if you go from a woman to a man, you just have this flap of skin tissue
Oh, dude.
off the front.
Dude, oh god, that's crazy, dude. Oh lord, that is just so crazy to think about. We've gotten that far that we can do that with our bodies now, but oh god, I think
We
that's sort
can
of
go in
disgusting.
and change the way your baby looks before your baby is born. You can change the DNA of your baby.
Bruh, that's
while
actually
it's in the womb.
ridiculous. We've gotten that far in technology. That's ridiculous.
we've actually come like
You
scary
Marcus
far
ganging up
in
on your little brother, huh?
No,
DNA and shit.
he was playing. With
It's
somebody
actually
else.
illegal to like clone shit and stuff, like, because I know they were like doing tons of cloning and shit back in the day, and some of it was not turning out too good.
Oh god, dude.
They were basically creating fucking monsters, like crossbreeding shit and stuff like that.
Oh
and yeah.
hell no. Oh hell no. That's like a Jurassic Park kind of shit
I
waiting to happen.
no, like straight up, like the shit that they come across that the Soviets that not the Soviets, the Nazis were working on.
Oh dude.
They
dude.
that shit is still classified, and I don't know if they're ever gonna declassify that shit
I
because
wouldn't. They're
supposedly they came across like fucking monsters, basically. Like,
Ugh, dude, no, back that era was. Oh god, that shit was wild. Some of the shit they were doing. Like I would
we
love to
can
know, but
literally
I wouldn't
fucking
wanna
make
know.
whatever the hell we want. Like, we can manipulate DNA to the smallest details.
Oh no, we can, yeah. But well, I wouldn't want to know what some of those things that they're making are crossbreeding or hybrids of whatever the hell their imagination can conjure. Shit gets so crazy.
Oh, it's especially because the Nazis were trying to make super weapons. That was their whole goal. So I can only imagine the shit that they were coming across. Like,
oh yeah. Like you freaking look at the Russian
humans with
experiment.
fucking wings and shit.
Oh,
like,
hell,
crossbred with birds and
some
shit.
freaking
Like,
vampire shit.
yeah, like, they probably were coming across some crazy shit like that.
I mean,
I know-
crossbreeding happens naturally anyway.
No, I mean, like, impossible crossbreeding in nature because DNA won't allow the breed to, like,
Huh?
the cross to happen.
People of Appalachians,
That's
Nope.
why, like, say,
they had blue pigmented
if a creature were to have sex with a bird, that bird would probably never even
blue
get
people?
pregnant because the DNA doesn't match and shit.
somewhere
But
in
they
that
were
area,
actually going into the DNA,
they were freaking
forcing it to
mostly
match.
inbreeding
So,
much that caused the fucking-
Right? Yeah. There's just some things you don't mix. You just do not mix.
yeah, they're literally playing fucking God. That's
Knock
what
it
they're
off.
doing.
And you get
There you go, Mr. Big.
Like, that
If
it's
we were
straight
our
up
own
shit from a
extinction.
fucking movie.
Yeah, like Jurassic World and the Dominus Rex and shit.
We have enough dinosaur DNA for most species to completely bring the species
blue
back.
people of Kentucky?
I question if they have brought some dinosaurs
Says it
back
can't be
and
found.
just have it secret to the public,
Oh, I
but
know. Yeah, we could we probably really could. You know,
because some of the things that they find preserved are insane. Like the dinosaur head that they just found that is so well preserved they can literally see the detail in its face and shit.
goddamn.
And like the last fucking meal it had is still in its stomach and shit like
What
that.
the
Like
dude, damn.
they have fucking the DNA from that dinosaur and they can clone that dinosaur and make another one just like it lived before it.
Oh
fucking
yeah, we
died.
had DNA of mammoths that we were
Oh, yeah.
injecting into
Wasn't
elephants.
Wasn't there like a woolly mammoth that was so well preserved it still had fur and
Yeah.
everything? And
Yeah, oh
some
yeah.
eyes?
They can straight up clone
That's the
that
only bad
mammoth
thing
and
about
bring
the
it back
South
to
is
life
there's a lot
probably
of
from an
survival
elephant.
fucking
Just have an
folks
elephant
everywhere.
surrogate and
Mhm.
Oh, and the family reunions to fucking find the freaking wife.
it's not guaranteed the elephant would survive the child.
Yeah, that was in 1800s.
Mhm. Yeah, no shit. Oh, there's some fossils that we've got that we could, like you
Can't
said,
say too
easily
much, it's
clone, no
freaking-
problem.
You look at back at royalty, you know how they kept bloodlines pure? They
no.
kept it in the family.
They kept
Oh,
it in the
God.
family.
Marrying
Well,
freaking
yeah.
cousins. Keep the family line going. Keep it
That's why it's legal to marry your third cousin because it's still within the family blood, but it's distant out enough that there wouldn't be any genetic problems.
Yep.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
actually strengthen your bloodline instead.
Strength
The
of
fact that-
bloodline?
They got that shit down to a science.
Yeah.
Marrying
It's like, all
family
right,
is our
now we
third
know
cousins.
you can't fuck your sister and have a kid, but you can fuck your cousin.
Yeah.
Your
okay.
third cousin.
Your third cousin in specific.
Kylie's parents were third cousins.
It took some trial and error to figure it out, alright?
Parents just need to let kids be kids.
Please. Yeah, I don't like it when parents try to live through vicariously through kids. 'Cause there's just some
that's on-
things that kids just won't come up with on their own. There's just no way. I just look at it sometimes like there's just no way. that a kid's just gonna be able to make that call and be secure about it. Like, no, some of these people that have kids are just trying to influence them the wrong way. They should just let them grow and let them decide for themselves.
That's why
Because
I'm glad my parents raised us to be better than they were. That's their only goal.
yep, that's
Just be
how I
better
want to
than
be.
who they were.
Yep, that's just.
Yeah, I know like my parents are upset that like none of us are Mormon. It was like, A, you guys tried to force us into that religion, which drew us away from it. And then B, we in the religion and learning from the religion and the people that practice the religion themselves learn that it's complete fucking horseshit. Like,
No, a lot of it is. A lot of it is. Like, if you want to go in and do religion, go for it. Like, but a lot of the stuff that those higher ups do, like, it's a load of shit.
oh, they straight up excommunicated me.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Oh, it was. I know it was because of psychedelics too, because that was because before I just kept my mouth shut, and it was just like, okay, they would say some bullshit, and it was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then after I did the psychedelics, I just didn't give a fuck anymore, and they would say something like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Anyways, they'd just say something, and I would contradict it. And be like, well, didn't God actually say this in this verse right here? And I'd read them off the verse and be like, doesn't that mean that this would be okay and what you're explaining is okay? It would actually be wrong. Right. And then, and it's just like, yeah, you're not actually reading the scriptures. You're just interpreting them into what you want them to be interpreted into.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of them do that. Yeah, a lot of them do that, honestly. It's just like,
and that's why I don't have hate against missionaries. Like, they don't really have a choice.
Oh yeah, no, that was one thing. That was like, the missionaries came over and they were saying like, "Thou shalt not kill." Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, what about all the service members that are killing people for our country and for the sake of our freedom and our safety? Well, they're okay because they're doing it for the Lord and whatever. And I was like, but did you just read that scripture? It says, thou shalt not kill. It doesn't say thou shalt not kill unless I say, or thou shalt not kill unless it's militarized. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It says thou shalt not kill, and that's the end of it.
Which makes no sense, because if you look at that in the Bible, God was smiting whole countries.
God was he smited the whole fucking world. He flooded the entire
country of
Israel to cleanse the entire fucking planet and spare one fucking family.
He smited the entire country of Israel.
Despite how much good and worship he had on the earth, he's like, well, there's so much evil that fuck all the worshippers down there. I'm going to spare this one man because he's holier than the rest, and fuck the rest. That's it. That's the end of it. I love you all so much.
Because if you do good, then you will return to him. But like, he smited the entire country of Israel, I think like 2 or 3 times?
2 or 3 times, yeah.
And then it says, thou shalt not kill? Like, please. You can pick apart their entire religion and tell them that, every part of that is so backwards.
Yeah.
That it makes no sense.
Oh, yeah.
No, religion just...
They straight up, excommunicated me. They asked me not to come back.
Dude, some of those freaking people in religion are just...
That was the best news I ever heard, because my parents were like, you have to go to church until you're 18, and then you can make that choice.
Like, no.
Unfortunately, it was at 17 years old, but I still had, half a year. And they're like, yeah, you're not welcome back. And I was like, fuck yeah! I got out early.
Right?
Well, that's another thing with Mormons and Christianity is once you start contradicting them and questioning their religion and stuff, they kick you out. You're gone. That's it.
Yeah, they don't want.
You're a blasphemous. Get the fuck out of here.
This quote unquote infection and spreading it to the others and.
Just because they're a fucking cult.
Yeah, really. Honestly, they are.
That's cult behavior.
That is cult behavior. It really is.
And just because the definition of a cult is the leader died doesn't mean they're not a fucking cult anymore to me.
Yeah.
Just because Joseph Smith died doesn't mean they're not a cult still.
No, they are, yeah. As long as that will's being carried on, it's a cult. It's a cult.
But even Joseph Smith was not a holy man, and that's why he left the original church and founded his own.
Pretty much, dude. It's like,
Like the story. How the fuck could anyone believe he went into the forest alone and saw Jesus Christ and God? They spoke to him and told him to create his own religion because all the religions were wrong. It's like, bitch, I can go out, eat some fucking mushrooms, come back and say the same exact shit, and people will call me fucking crazy.
right. Good lord, dude.
I think religion is good if you need to believe in something of a higher power outside of yourself,
Yeah.
but it makes no sense. I've spent enough time in several religions to know that it's not for me. Because I start questioning certain things. Like, I do not believe that your pastor, or you're not even your pastor, your fucking bishop should be asking children
Yeah.
if they are having sex.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you shouldn't be asking that. No, that's.
I do not believe that a child needs to give their bishop a detailed explanation on if they are having sex or not.
Right?
And then they, especially with women, they go try to like coax them into this, like, oh, you're just barefoot pregnant in the kitchen. You know, woman wants to go do something in their life and they're questioning it a little bit, like, oh, you'll be a good wife, you'll be a good housewife, you don't need to do anything, just bear children, blah blah blah. So I'm like, what the
You
fuck?
see, and that's another problem, is I don't think that women are just here to bear children.
Yeah.
I think that they are here for way more than that.
Right? Yeah, it's just, you look at a lot of that stuff, it's just like, what the hell are they freaking saying or doing? That's just a little ass.
Yeah, I fucking hate religions.
No, religion is it's fucking
The
ridiculous.
church
And I'm-
literally treats women like they're a
yeah,
fucking
it's just
object.
a shitty cult business. That's all it is. Like, if someone's truly religious, why do they need to go to church? Why can't they just have a relationship with God? They can just talk to them themselves.
Exactly.
Why do they have
Exactly.
to go to a building? Why do they
I
have to?
have been groomed by people in the church.
Yeah, so have I. Literally, why do you have to go? Honestly, you can't tell me a good reason. Like, people like, oh, you have to go. Like, why? Why do I have to go? Can I just talk to God myself? Well, actually, no, I can't. Why?
See, like, I
the
have a
hell?
friend that I've been friends with since 3rd grade, and they've been in and out of the church, and I didn't realize until, I was in my teenage years that she had been basically grooming me my entire life until I turned 18, and then she tried to start to sleep with me.
Oh, hell no.
And I'm like, lady, I've known you since I'm 3rd grade, I've been friends with your son forever.
Yeah, no, some of the shit, those activities, oh hell no. Those behaviors too, just nope, no.
Mm-hmm.
Those people are sick. Some of those people are just genuinely sick, and it makes me sick to my stomach. It's just disgusting. I don't know what person in their right mind just goes through that and thinks that's okay.
Yeah,
I don't.
they
understand.
do like so many fucking terrible things and justify it by using God too.
Yeah,
And
and they just.
it's just like the Christians and having sex with their pastor boys or whatever. It's just
Oh,
like,
dude.
how can you like justify that? Well, God says I can't marry or have sex with women, but it doesn't say anything about not having sex with little boys.
Right.
It's like, bro, that doesn't mean it's right. Like,
No,
what the fuck?
Morally, that's not right. That is just God-ridden, awful. Just, oh my lord, dude, hell no.
Like, if
Literally.
you think God was sitting right next to you and you say, hey,
Yeah.
are you cool with me fucking this kid? He'd be like, oh yeah, go for it, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, that shit wouldn't fly. Oh, there's just no way. There is no way that would
But
fly.
that's how they
Just
fucking
because
justify
women
it.
can bear
He
children
doesn't say I
at
can't
the
have sex with
age
little
of
boys, it just says no
14.
woman.
Dude, that's disgusting.
When a woman first gets her period, that is the time that she is able to start bearing children. Does not fucking mean that, sleeping with children is okay.
Right?
Oh god, speaking of like priests and all that ugly shit, dude. Remember when everyone was gonna raid Area 51? You remember that whole shebang that was gonna happen?
Yeah.
Bro, I remember seeing this meme.
It did happen.
I, but there was this meme. It had the top part was Area 51, like, storm Area 51, blah blah blah, and the bottom part was the Vatican, like, let's all storm the Vatican. They can't rape us all. I'm like, bro,
They can't rape us all.
I'm like, oh, that's fucking terrible, bro. Oh god, dude, I can't believe, God, that whole God, when was that whole raid Area 51 thing? I was like,
Was that like 2018?
A long fucking time
let
ago.
me do some research up in here.
I think that was 2018, bro. That was a while ago. That was ridiculous.
God, that really that long. Let's see. Can't stop us all. Let's see. So storm Area 51. They can't stop all of us. Oh my god. Also known as the raid on Area 51, or simply the Area 51 raid, was an American Facebook event. Oh my god, it was a Facebook event. I don't know.
Yep, that was
And
a Facebook event.
And series of music festivals that took place on and around September 20th, 2019 in the desert surrounding Area 51.
What was 19?
Yeah, the United States Air Force facility within a Nevada test and training range. Dude, oh my god, that was 4 years ago. Oh my lord, dude. That's actually crazy. Dude, I just think, dude, literally, all this crazy shit didn't happen until Harambe died. Like, you got those conspiracy theorists that are going crazy about, these freaking Harambe died and all these that was the catalyst for everything going downhill and everything because, yeah, that shit was funny. Dude, those conspiracy theorists are just...
Because a gorilla had to die because some fucking bitch wouldn't get off her phone while she took her kids to the zoo.
Right?
Dude, I think that's messed up, bro. The gorilla didn't even do anything to the kid anyway, bro. Like, seriously, he was just like looking at him like, "The fuck are you? You're kind of like me."
No, the reason they shot him is because he was defending the kid.
I know, yeah. The other gorillas were getting,
And that's why
aggressive,
everybody
weren't
was so mad, because they're like, he was defending the kid. But no, he wasn't being aggressive with the kid, but he would have been aggressive to anybody trying to take the kid.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's what I
Because
meant. There was other, other gorillas like getting a little weird, like, "Oh, what the hell are you doing with this kid?"
Yeah,
like,
the other gorillas were
actually
getting
defending
close,
it.
and he was defending the kid, and that's what scared them. Is they knew if they came in to get that kid, that the gorilla would continue its defense.
Yeah, he was just kind of holding the kid. Yeah, he wasn't really doing anything. He was just kind of holding the kid, and like, "Oh shit, okay, this is like a little baby, you know." The gorillas ain't.
But yeah,
gone.
so they thought about tranking him.
They should have
The
just
issue with tranking him
shit.
was they didn't know how he would react, because if
That's
you
true.
hit a gorilla or an animal like that with a trank, they tend to act pretty violently.
Yeah, and that kid
And so
probably
they
got
didn't want to
injured.
trank it to avoid risking the kid's life or injury. And then they just decided to fucking shoot it. Like, they're like, well, shit, we can't trank it. Guess we're gonna have to fucking kill him.
Dude, I think that's messed up that they did. I don't think gorillas aren't. Gorillas
I don't know if they
aggressive.
even got the other gorillas out first. I think they might have got the other gorillas out first and then shot him. But I know that was one of their concerns, was because since he was defending the kid, they didn't want to shoot him, kill the gorilla, and then have all the other fucking gorillas rush in after,
Yeah, because it's saying that generally gorillas are very shy and reserved towards people. They will attack only if they are surprised or threatened, or if a person behaves in the wrong way. If the human makes an unexpected movement, the silverback male can react with horrifying roaring and bluff charges. So they're not necessarily aggressive. The one primates that are aggressive are the fucking chimpanzees. Those chimpanzees are fucking...
Oh, you do not want to fuck with chimpanzees. They will fuck you up just for the fun of it.
Those fucking primates are actually scary. They're scary.
No, people are like, oh, I'll beat up a... No. You do not
dude,
realize how fucking strong those things are. They are
They'll
fucking
fucking
strength
rip you
in a
limb from
fucking
limb.
8-year-old size.
Dude, they're stupid fucking strong. Like, literally, and that's just their natural thing. They're not like us humans where we could go to the gym and get to our prime. We don't know how strong a gorilla could be.
No,
in their prime.
we don't.
We
even
don't know how
its
strong a
prime
chimpanzee could be.
strength. Yeah,
That's just them is in their natural habitat. That's why I
just
don't
their
fuck with
natural
them.
strength. Yeah.
If they were to get as intelligent as us, do you know how fucking scary they would be? They are just, to their biology, they are
Chimpanzees
stronger
though.
than us.
Well, they're. I'd argue
Chimpanzees-
they're just as intelligent. Well, maybe not just as, but they're pretty
They're
close to as
they're
intelligent as
I'm
we
not
are.
saying they're not dumb.
Well, they don't
are
have
smart.
access to the things that we do. If
Yeah.
we gave chimpanzees the same thing that we have, it would be Planet of the Apes, literally.
Yeah, because
Chimpanzees are
I don't
one
remember.
chromosome away from being human.
Yeah, let's see, because I'm actually kind of curious. Because I remember seeing this video and it was explaining like why aren't chimpanzees like as intelligent as we are, you know? And it's just like you look at Planet of the Apes, blah blah. Like they were trying to make them as intelligent as us. And
They
we
actually
thought-
don't know why we're so intelligent. Our
Yeah.
brains within like a 3 million year span
Uh-huh.
evolved in like such a rapid rate that it should have been like 100 or like not maybe not 100 million, but in the tens of millions of years before evolution would be able to bring us up to this point of intelligence. And that's
Yeah.
something that they're researching is why the fuck did our brains blow up like that in evolution, and why did our intelligence blow up like that in evolution?
Right.
One of the biggest theories is by Terence McKenna. I can't remember. I think the book is actually called The Stone Ape Theory, but it's the Stone Ape Theory.
What's his name?
It was like
Terrence?
Terence McKenna.
Oh,
He's a
Terrence.
you should read some of his shit. He was big into like psychedelics and stuff.
Oh.
But
Okay. Terrence McKenna. Okay.
yeah, Terence McKenna.
Yes. Ooh, okay.
But yeah, the theory is basically like at the end of the last ice age, all of the apes and all of the animals that were living in the trees were coming down to find food on all of this open plain that all the snow has been melted off of. But they were following the buffalo and all like those types of animals because the buffalo would graze away the land,
Yeah.
shit, and then underneath their shit was a bunch of insects and mushrooms.
Mhm.
And he believes that they were eating the mushrooms, which were psilocybin mushrooms, and that's why there was a huge leap in our...
Yeah, let's see, because he wrote Food of the Gods, True Hallucinations.
That's what it is, Fruit of the Gods.
Yeah, Food of the Gods, he's written a lot. Wow. Yeah,
He has some good shit, dude.
the Invisible Landscape, the Archeac Revival, Sacred Mushrooms. True Hallucinate, yeah. Shit.
He has stories of doing DMT and having like a DMT girlfriend. So every time he smoked DMT, he would go to this realm, he called it, and he would go to like the same place every time, and he had like a girlfriend in this realm that he would go and visit.
What the hell?
He called it his DMT girlfriend. And in one of his books, he explains how to talk to the DMT elves on mushrooms.
Really?
He's like, you have to do at least 10 grams or more.
Mhm.
And then when you're like in that range, you kind of start to get the DMT effect because DMT and psilocybin are very similar.
Yeah.
But you start to get like DMT effects in such high doses, and he says that with the right like meditation and shit, he was able to like summon these DMT elves that he called them and talk to these DMT elves that would give him life advice and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh lord. I might have
If
to
I
do
take
some
that
reading.
much mushrooms, I see shadow people.
Oh my
I think shadow people are a meth thing.
god. Shadow. I'm curious now. Let's see. Let's go down
I
this
see
rabbit hole.
black figures.
Shadow people.
If I take that many shrooms, I just see black figures around me and everything
Let's
goes dark.
see. Is it a myth? Maybe?
No, like a meth thing. I hear a lot of people on meth say they see the shadow people, and
Oh. Well, it's actually a folklore too. Shit.
no, like it's actually something throughout history. Like there's lots of people that see shadows
Yeah,
of
number-
people walking
that's it.
around and stuff, especially in
Mhm.
like a high state of mind, like when they're on a drug or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I take that many shrooms, I see
it's
shadow
raised a lot
people.
of folklore about real like the shadow people in the shadow realm and shit like that.
Mhm.
I'm sure you've heard about it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm looking at it. Yeah, because a number of religions, legends, and belief systems describe supernatural entities such as shades of the underworld, and various shadowy creatures have been, oh shoot, if I can read, have long been a staple of folklore and ghost stories such as the Islamic jinn and the Choctaw oh my god, Nalusa Chito. Oh my god. And then you have like scientific explanations, several psychological and oh my god, sociological and psychological Jesus conditions can account for reported experiences of shadowy shapes seeming alive. A sleep paralysis sufferer may perceive a shadowy or indistinct shape approaching them while they lie awake, paralyzed, and become increasingly alarmed. A person experiencing heightened emotions, such as while walking alone on a dark night, may incorrectly perceive a patch of a shadow as an attacker. Oh my. What the fuck? Oh my god, some potent central nervous system stimulant in your body. Addicts report the appearance of shadow people after prolonged periods of sleep deprivation. Psychiatrist jackpots suggest that, oh my god, that fucking thing I was trying to say earlier, the fucking something in the nervous system, blah blah blah. Usage adds a oh my god, dude, I can't fucking read anymore. Conspiration. Oh my god. Subcomponent to the sleep deprivation hallucinations. One interviewed subject said that you don't see shadow dogs or shadow birds or shadow cars. You see shadow people standing in doorways, walking behind you, coming at you on the sidewalk. These hallucinations have been directly compared to the paranormal entities described in folklore. Shadow people are commonly reported by people under the effects of deliriant. So it's a subclass of hallucinogen. The term was coined, blah blah blah. Yeah, psychedelics.
See, if I take a lot of
Psychedelics
shrooms
are
like that-
deliriants.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh my god, I can't read anymore. I need to read more. But yeah, the deliriant are a subclass of hallucinogens. So psychedelics and dissociatives such as LSD and ketamine, respectively, due to their primary effect of causing delirium. So substances such as datura, oh my god, DPH, and what is this? NSAID, AID. Finally, visual hallucinations such as those caused by schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Many appeared to be shadowy figures at the edge of peripheral vision. So yeah, so that does have stuff to do with your psychedelics and how you say like there's different dimensions and shit in other realms. Stuff like
Yes,
that.
if I take that many shrooms, I see black shadow people or black figures, but they stand in a circle around me.
That's a little scary.
I don't. It
It's
depends
like
on your perception,
having-
because
True.
like say like the Native Americans, they use ayahuasca, fucking peyote.
Peyotes.
And one of the things with peyote is you have shadow people surround you, and they believe it's their ancestors, and they actually open up to these shadow people and allow them to work on them. And these shadow people, they say, like, open up their head and start working on their mind, and they're in their mind working on their mind.
Yeah.
And they say it's their ancestors working on their mind, fixing their issues and stuff, and helping them.
See, I get like, if I were to have anxiety, I would scale it up really fucking bad, and then just have a bunch of black figures surrounding me. That's how I would explain doing like 10 to 15 grams of shrooms all at once. For me.
Yeah, everyone's experience is going to be completely different.
Right.
But every time I take that amount, it's always just like, you know, fun colors and then lights and shit. I see like rainbow effects and the walls are breathing. But when I get to that point of the high and I'm taking that many shrooms,
Yeah.
then I just start to see black figures and they all stand around me and I start thinking about crazy things.
And this shit. No, that stuff's freaking crazy. How, like doing research, because I actually started looking into it more, like how, I know you know a lot more, Adam. You freaking are into this shit, but like how it's possible that it's actually activating the neurons in our brain to perceive more than what we can actually do without the psychedelics. It's actually crazy.
It does. It affects your neural pathways and changes your thinking.
Yeah, and I think that's crazy. It's like I look.
The best way to describe it is you have your neural pathways. Like think about like you're like a hill, like you're sledding on. So at birth, you start with a perfect hill, perfect fucking sheet of white powder. There's no neurological pathways carved out or anything. But throughout your childhood, throughout your life, throughout all of your experiences, you start to carve these neurological pathways through all of these, through your mind basically,
Yeah.
and you tend to stick to those ruts. Like say you climb back to the top of the hill and try to reset, and you jump back down. Even if you start in a fresh spot, you're probably more than likely eventually going to hit a rut again and get caught in that rut and go right back into the neurological pathway that you were stuck in before. So psychedelics, the best way to describe it is basically you're having a fucking blizzard for your mind and you're filling in all of the ruts, canceling your neurological pathways and resetting your mind entirely to be able to carve and create new neurological pathways if you allow it to.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's crazy.
You have to be willing to do it. Like, you have to be willing to allow it to do that, though. Like, if you're fighting the experience and you don't want the change, you're not going to change. You're not going to have the change.
Right.
There's also a difference between natural psychedelics and chemical psychedelics.
Oh yeah.
There's all sorts of different types of... Most of the psychedelics...
Acid is a chemical, and you take enough of it and you'll fry your fucking brain.
Yeah.
Shrooms are a natural psychedelic because you're getting high off the psilocybin and you're poisoning your brain.
Yeah.
Same thing with peyote, is the natural hallucinogens in peyote is doing the same thing. It's not a chemical, it's natural